Good morning. Recently, India and human rights organizations, self-styled custodians of the human rights, all over the world, showed that they had a feeling of revulsion, not at the terrorists killing innocent people, not at the innocent people suffering at the hands of the criminals, but because an Indian army officer, Major Gogoi, had taken an action to protect the lives of army officers and innocent bystanders who are being stoned by the terrorists. What he had done was nothing but put up one of the instigators on the hood of the jeep and drove it through, so the stone pelting stopped. Naturally, they could not hit their own leader. And what was wrong with that? The guy was not harmed in any way. But the self-styled armchair warriors and even one of the former Indian generals criticized it as violation of human rights. And some even went to the extent of saying that Geneva Convention had been violated. They forgot that a Geneva Convention relates to combatants in a declared armed conflict, not when the criminals are killing, and it's not an internal matter of one country. It was here. And where in the internal matter, Geneva Convention is not invoked. Coming to the human rights. Are the human rights only to protect the criminals? Or do the victims also have some human rights? Now, second question which arises is, did Major Gogoi did something wrong, and the commendation by the Indian Army Chief, although the local police has registered a case against Major, but the commendation by the Indian Army Chief shows that it was done in consonance with the accepted military norms. People are possibly not aware that on June 6, when the Panjab division of Hitler was in Normandy, they faced the same situation, and then what they did was they picked up one guy of the resistance, put him on the top of the tank and drove through. That picking up saved about 70 lives. And here, action of Major Gogoi was instrumental in pacifying the situation